Hi everyone, my name is Kristen Cardinale and welcome to my pregnancy vlog. First of all, thank you to anyone who might be watching, probably just friends and family. But if you stumbled across this video and you don't know me, welcome and thank you for hitting play. For those of you who do know me, you are already aware that this is my second pregnancy and we are really excited because we planned it. And I decided to do a vlog for many reasons. One, I thought it'd be a fun way to document and kind of share stuff that goes on. And especially because I'm not a good journaling person. Writing is not my thing. With my first pregnancy, I attempted journaling. I got all prepared. I went to, used bookstore and I found pregnancy organizer. And there's about maybe 5 pages filled out. And this cute little pregnancy journal with little pictures of food for size comparisons. And that lasted about, 9 weeks the first time around. Although I'm trying to keep up with it this time. So, but the vlog I would love to do just to have another way to keep people involved. And because I'd hope to maybe do some other types of videos on here. So, for those of you who also know, this is a little bit later than your typical pregnancy vlog into the pregnancy. I am 15 weeks and I meant to start it a long time ago, but life, toddler, work, stuff like that. So second trimester to start. So I'll start with the first trimester update, weeks 1 through 13. We found out April 15th, I believe. And I know that because that was the day our city had a tornado, which being in Central Virginia, those don't happen. I don't think I've ever had a tornado come through since I've lived here for the last 6 years. So day of the tornado was when we found out. But I was only 4 weeks, so we didn't tell anyone. And waited until the appointment with the midwife center that I go to make sure everything was all well and good. Then we told family and now we're telling friends and everything. So the first 5-6 weeks were pretty okay. Weeks 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, I think, were kind of annoying. I didn't really have morning sickness the first time around. I was really tired and my food desires were kind of weird. Not like I craved weird things, but there wasn't a lot that I felt like eating the first time, but I wasn't really nauseous. But this time around was super annoying. I was incredibly fatigued and it just not always so much nauseous. Luckily never threw up. Thank the Lord. But just no appetite most of the time, except for maybe a few hours a day, which was super frustrating for me, especially because up until that point, before I got pregnant, and even up until that point, I'd been on a great workout, exercise, healthy eating lifestyle, and that kind of all went out the window with, first trimester symptoms. Super hard to keep up my workouts. I did it most days anyways, just because I knew it would help energy levels and that I would be glad I did. So luckily around week 12, and then especially in the week 13, things started to get a lot better. And then now I'm in the second trimester and pretty much no symptoms. Woohoo. Except for, the obvious, for anyone who knows anything about pregnancy or has been pregnant, weight gain that starts to happen. So I've been trying to get back on my healthy eating plan. It's a little harder because I'm still desiring certain food groups, carbs, especially, but so that hopefully will get easier. But the workout and exercises are definitely back on plan, although I'm having to be careful with my intensity because the midwives have recommended that I not let my heart rate get over 140. And the reason for that, brief history. First pregnancy ended in a premature birth. Our little girl was born at 29 weeks and 4 days, something like that. So preemie, spontaneous premature labor, and because of that, there's lots of precautions we have to take this time around. And one of those is exercise, keeping my heart rate down. So I had to buy, well, I didn't have to, but I chose, especially because I want to keep up my activity tracker to keep track of my heart rate, so that I don't push it too much. To start with the normal method that we'll be using for this vlog, I'll give an update of the previous week, which right now would be the 15th week because I am now 15 weeks. So it was pretty normal, nothing crazy, nothing symptom-wise really, just normal day-to-day routines, trying to get chores done and trying to get my exercises in and eat as well as my cravings will allow. Nothing crazy, just, I just feel like eating comfort food sometimes. And of course taking care of a 18-month-old. But the little baby bean is about the size of an avocado this week, according to some of those baby size charts. Or if you're a pastry-minded person, a size of an eclair, which sounds a little yummier, although my little girl would probably prefer the avocado. But so next week I'll start regular appointments. My provider, which is a group of nurse midwives, do a really cool thing where you do group prenatal care. It's called Centering Pregnancy, and you get your normal kind of screenings and information, all that stuff they do at regular appointments, except after that you get to hang out with a group of women who are all due in the same month, and you all chat together with a midwife about whatever's relevant. And it's really great for someone like me who is super reserved, because in a, I don't know, typical 15-30 minute appointment with a doctor, I usually don't say much. And if they say, do you have any questions? I'm always like, I don't think so, because I never remember to try to think of any ahead of time. And usually I can't think of any on the spot. And then if I ever do think of any, it's always afterwards, and then, you're stuck, you're at home. So it's a great atmosphere for someone like me, who I like hearing what other women have to say, because they might say something that I've never thought of. And I did it the first time around, and it was amazing. Lots of fun, very informative, and it's a good way to connect with women and other moms who are in the area. But so I'll also start the preventative measures that my providers have discussed with me about trying to help this pregnancy stay on track and continue to term, because of my history with my firstborn being born early. That's one of the risk factors for premature birth, is having a previous premature birth. So I had, of course, my very, very first appointment was the confirmation ultrasound, which it made me kind of to try to calculate the due date. They always try to calculate the due date first, and then they confirm it with the ultrasound. And I smirk a little inside when they ask for the information that they need, which is the start date of your cycle, because I knew it would be wrong, because that method of calculation assumes that conception happens always the same set amount of time after the start of the cycle, and I knew it didn't for me, because we were planning this pregnancy and actively trying to conceive. I knew I knew that the dates were wrong, and I already knew what my due date was. So I basically said, truthfully, because I didn't know that date off the top of my head, I said, I don't actually know. I said, but I know the date of conception. And so they're like, okay. So they did the date calculation off of that. And of course the ultrasound confirmed my date. And I'll probably talk more in another video about why that's the case and why it's silly that the medical community still uses that method. But more on that in some other video. And then I had another appointment just to do like a physical exam, make sure everything's fine. And then the one thing they had me do was meet with a specialist for a consult, a doctor who comes down every weekend from a big hospital up north. And I talked with her. It went really well. My biggest fear was that she would tell me that I was too high risk to continue seeing the nurse midwives and I'd have to get a different doctor. But that didn't happen. I'm really glad. She just said, that based on everything, that everything looks pretty, really good. She said I was, other than some asthma, she said I was the healthiest woman in there that day. Woohoo. And that we would just continue forward with the McKenna injections that the nurse midwives had already recommended, and do screenings for cervical length, because that can kind of indicate whether something's happening that shouldn't be. So that'll all start next week, along with my centering group appointments. So next week, a lot of exciting stuff is going to start happening. So I think that's about it for week 15. Is a little longer than I would normally hope for these to be, unless something crazy has happened and I have to go into a big long explanation. So, but that's because I had 14 weeks to catch up on, because I didn't start this when I planned to, which would have been about 10 weeks ago, but life happens. So week 15 it is. And, hopefully this will become a weekly thing. That's the intention. So you should see another video next week for week 16 updates. And it will continue until the baby is born. And then there will still be videos, but they'll change into something else, of course. So, but thank you everyone who watched this video, to all of you who took how much of time out of your day to listen to me ramble on. I don't know if I would have done that, but then again, no one likes listening to themselves talk. So, but thank you very much. I really hope you come back next week for week 16, and every week after that. If you don't want to miss the videos, you can hit the subscribe button and it'll pop up in your YouTube subscription column. And if you really don't want to miss any video updates, you hit the little bell and it'll give you an active notification when new videos pop up. So, and if you liked the video, you can hit the like button. Yes. But yes, thank you to everyone who watched, and keep an eye out for not only more pregnancy vlog updates, but some other videos as well, because there's other things to share. So, yeah, that's about it, and I hope to see all of you next time. Thank you very much. Bye.